that's it, just about me.
Okay. Okay, Nandita. So we had conducted the session very lately in your college. And so before that session, were you actually aware of the POCSO Act and its legal sides?
So basically, I was aware about it, not in detail, just a surface level understanding was known to me. But in fact, your session was very informative because I could know about the comprehensive and yet also an in-depth perspective about these provisions of this POCSO Act. So some of these in aspects were quite shocking, but still we were aware about all the in-depth knowledge about the POCSO Act, and I feel so grateful because I was able to know about it in detail.
Okay, okay. Nandita, so can you just share what all you got to know in extras or like additionally after you attended that session? You know what,
Okay,
how did it actually change your opinion regarding the POCSO Act and all?
okay. The thing is, the main insight that I came to know was that I really thought when it comes to abuse, it was just physical harm, then harm. But later on, when I came to know about it detail, I understood that it's not just the physical harm. In fact, it deals with certain online threats, exploitations, and what was surprising to me that was the latest study shows 60% of these rape cases actually come from our own closer relationships. That was in fact
90%.
disturbing.
Yeah,
90%, okay,
around
I'm
90.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in fact disturbing, but at the same time, it had a crucial realization upon us also.
Okay, so what's your opinion? Like, how did that fact actually influence your thoughts? Especially the one that states that around 90% of the child abusers are people who are known to the child. So, how did that actually, what were the first thoughts that came into your mind when you heard about that?
What came to my mind first is that places where we think are safe isn't safe anymore. And that was a shift in me that happened. So I think all of us should be more observant and more responsible when it comes to certain issues like this. And I think children should be given more awareness about these things happening around also. The vigilance and the awareness has to be indulged in the students in a more informative way because nothing is
Yes.
safe around us, is what I got a shift in me because places which were secure is not secure at all.
Okay, so Nandita, like, did you take your time to, share this information to anyone, maybe your siblings, your cousins, or anyone?
Yes, in fact, after the session, I actually talked with my sister. So even she was quite shocked because we really thought it was, she was in what actually was shocking to her is about this 90% of the issues that's happening because even if we take the newspapers, what we hear is certain random things happening all around, but we are not aware that it is actually the personal members who are the abusers. So those were a little bit
Okay.
shocking for them also. And I think I because we got a little more insight into it, and we are more responsible from now onwards.
Okay, okay, I see. That's great. And another question that I wanted to ask you is that, like, if a child were to come to you saying that he or she has been sexually abused, so what would be the steps that you will take?
I think the first and foremost is that the student has to have a conducive environment or a very comforting environment so that he or she would be able to open up. So I think I would create a non-judgmental environment so that they would be able to share their problems with us. Instead of judging, we could actually talk to them more empathetically and more calmly way. Because I know when somebody faces such a situation, it is required to be calm in that situation rather than blaming them for it.
Okay. And Nandita, I suppose that you have been training in some schools, right, as part of your studies, maybe. And like, have you encountered any such situations where children come to you and say about that they this any incidents of abuse or any kind of behavioral disturbances that they might have exhibited?
Uh, Not yet, but the thing is, we have not gone for the teaching practices yet. But in fact, we have gone for an
Okay.
innov in for a I don't remember for 5 days, but none of the issues happen in such a way. But if at all it happens, definitely we would encounter in a more respectful manner. Because instead of
Okay.
instilling in them the fear or blame, it's better that we talk to them about in a more vigilant and a more awareness things could be addressed to them.
Yeah, yes. And we also discussed about the barriers to reporting. We already stated in the class that around 50 percentage of the cases they still go unreported. So, according to your perspectives, what do you think are the main factors that actually block the reporting? And yes,
I think it's the main block, it would be the culture of silence and stigma because many of the cases even go unreported mainly due to the shame or fear because the abuser may be a personal person. I mean, somebody
yeah,
personal
yes,
to the child.
yes,
Then it
yes.
would be the fear of hesitation or lack of awareness or the proper education if it is not given because such sensitive issues need to be addressed in a more vigilant manner. So I think the main
Okay.
concern would be the silence and the stigma, which is still revolving
Okay.
everywhere.
Okay, Nandita. And another thing that I would like to ask is, like, if a child have come to you and said that she or he has been sexually abused and they wanted justice served, but their parents are not allowing them to report such things. So, how will you take the pain to convince the parents towards reporting?
I think as part of an educator, what we really want is to speak frankly to the students, to the parents also regarding this. So I think I would talk in a very calm manner and see whether they are aware about these issues also, because most of the parents are
Mhm.
not actually aware about um, these say child friendly measures or all these act. So I think I would be able to
Yeah.
instill in them something that would make a change in them, and so that they or have openly conversations with their child and the parents, because some of the children, they fail to have a really good conversations with their parents. So I think that would be promoted well, and that would be able to
Yeah.
change the
Okay.
make a difference. So as a teacher, I think, or
Yeah.
if somebody, I would be able to make them aware about the importance of proper communication between their children.
Okay, okay, Nandita. That's great. And another question, as we actually approach many colleges for conducting this session, the first thing that they might ask us is the POXO Act is solely meant for children below the age of 18 years, and why are we planning to conduct this session among the youth, especially those people who are above the age of 18? So, why do you think that we are approaching the students, especially those people who are above the age of 18 years, to conduct such awareness sessions?
Maybe because the not just maybe, I think youth is more dynamic, and moreover, when they are addressing something that would be more impactful for the children. Because even though they,
Okay.
and the next fact is that they are so much active on social medias or digital platforms, so they would be able to convey these awareness in a more proper way. And I think the youth, the children, they would be more comfortable with the youth because they create a more comforting space for them to share their views or insights. So main thing is the youth are
Okay.
more dynamic.
Okay, okay. And you had already mentioned about the role of stigma in, the reporting of cases. So, how do you, as an individual, will try to overcome that situation or convince people towards, understanding the difficulties that is offered by such norms in the society?
I think stigma, I'm not sure whether it would be completely removed, but I'm sorry, I got a call. I think
Yeah, it's fine.
the stigma as a whole cannot be removed because it, in fact, is a difficult thing to be removed. But I think as an individual, just as I mentioned earlier, I would it's better that we communicate well with others. And instead of
Yeah.
blaming the child who is gone through this, it's better that people sit with him or her and analyze what he or she is involved in it. And a proper communication would actually solve major of the issues. So that would
Okay,
be
okay.
apart from me.
Yes. So, as a future educator and a teacher, maybe, so how will you actually try to safeguard these children from such threats that is, before them as they grow up?
I think all schools has to have an awareness classes on all these topics because they're very much sensitive topics, and also encounter them with a more respectful manner rather than imbibing fear or blame related to these issues.
Yeah.
So that's how I think I would be able to make a change in my students.
Okay. So, as a Rakshin, basically, after we attend the session, I already told in the session that we'll be all transformed into Rakshins or preventers of sexual abuse. So, what changes can we as a Rakshin bring that the government or legal system cannot actually implement in the society in this case? What do you think we can do?
We can do is I think the ones that I mentioned in the earlier, because as youth we would make a wonderful impact on the young children. So it's better that we have an open conversations with the students, a more comforting, conducive environment, even in schools or even in the outer spaces. Make them aware that nothing is safe around us. So when they get an insight into
Okay.
it, they would be prepared for themselves to face any situation in their life.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that was a great session with you, Nandita. Thanks for sharing your experiences with this project, and I hope that you will continue, protecting children and safeguarding children as a future educator as well. So, thank you so much for joining. Until we meet again, thank you.
Yes, Arina, I would like to say one more thing that your session was indeed very
Yes.
much insightful because some of the people, I think most of the people are in our college were not aware about the in-depth or the what do you call it, uh, what do you call it, the over the in-depth perspective about all these provisions. So I think we are so much grateful for you to take that session with us, and I think looking forward for more sessions.
Thank you, Nandita. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.